This is going to be one of the series, maybe number 10, I don't know, of my 10-year touch series. I want you to see a little something. There is often around here quartz that's serrated. And I have some better illustrations that I'm going to show today. And I even serrate small pieces of quartz. See the two triangles in this frame? So when it comes to serrated quartz, I've had a little bit of a struggle getting them out and putting them up. I mean, I have some very small ones, which I'll have to do in a different, and these are my, I hate to say regular size. There's no such thing as regular when it comes to the Stone Age North American Indian. But if there were, it would be maybe a 2-inch. Some of these are larger. So I want to highlight a little bit today for you, if I can get a good frame in here. These serrated points. It's funny though, many of the serrated points, they're not all this really pure milky quartz right here. But they're often, as you can see, variation of types of quartz. It's hard to see that with the light the way we've got it going. There's smoky quartz in that. But, just for your information, a lot of these serrated pieces came out of this bin here. And there's still some in there, I just didn't grab them out. Hadn't seen some of them for a long time, different colors and what have you. Those aren't the heavily serrated pieces, so hope you're staying warm. We had a little more snow in eastern central North Carolina, but anyway, let me get right to it. Now, I, of course, always have my bowl of souls out. I call it my bowl of souls. There is quite a spectrum of personality in the pottery. A couple things that I can't always understand. This pottery, horizontally, vertically struck down the outside part of the pot with the top rim here. Often I say, I just don't understand it. Well, it's all just for aesthetics and decoration. So there was a striking across the top edge, and then I don't understand how they finished the top edge of the pot. Some of them, they're not rounded. I have this, I don't know if my focus is going to work, this channel on the top edges. It's just wild, and I often say to myself, I just don't understand it, but pottery's great because it brings into our world of the beginning of archaeology and the male chauvinism, where it was all about male and there were only men who were archaeologists, and risen us and pretty much pulled us above that to what had to be there, which was the feminine expression in their culture, their clans. So that's whose fingernails you see in some of these pieces of pottery. For those of you who are not or don't really consider the pottery that much, I will forever stir people up to consider it. Now look at these points. It's a pony, B&B field that's now under a soccer field right behind my house. Fantastic pieces. And I'm really featuring the serrated quartz out of a request. You know, you hate to say, well, something's not my favorite, but in terms of point styles, I mean, I love they're unique. They have a place in my heart. I mean, look at this piece in smoky quartz. I don't ever say I don't like a piece, but we all have favorites for whatever reason. I haven't even brought out my display on what many of you know my favorite are, at least my friends here, the Guilford. Some styles are just appealing. So there are some folks out there from here to California who serration on points, let alone quartz points, is what they really like. So I'm just putting this up for them. It's a point from Site 4. This one actually came from Site 6 in the Bear. It's an incredible piece. Sand Passage. This is a opening sands point. Pretty incredible stuff. It's a quiet and cold day. So some of you might want to relax, just come to this museum. This is actually a tangerine, almost well, the flame is yellow, so it's not going to do us justice. Natural light wood. It's got tints of orange in this and yellow. Just great illustrations. Those three you saw. It's a point from Mecca. I think some of us have to totally reinterpret, I guess evaluate our collecting and our collection maybe after 10 years. I don't know, you guys who have collected for 20, 30 years, you'll have to tell me. It causes time to fly. You don't get into your great sites half as often as you thought you would when you first began, because of rotating crops and smart farmers. And I mean, for this is crosslands, and it is I think it's a quartz substance, but I've never seen any other stone around here like this. But you don't get into them. Well, maybe I don't. There's some sites I get into as regular as I want around here, and they fly crop rotations through them. Others not, right? Look at this piece. Plateau. Knife. That has some vein quartz in it. Here's a piece from the easement. I like to say super old just because it has an appeal that feels that way. They're all super old. Of course, probably my biggest. Well, no, I didn't bring out the big. I have some big, I forgot all about it, big ones in a different place of my biggest quartz points. So I just haven't got through it all. It's got a really strong turn and relief on the bottom of this. Strong piece, meat getter. These pieces at the bottom. these are really videos that are just for people who really love their artifacts and maybe love going to a museum to what I do. I love going through a museum and just looking at the cases, taking pictures, and I appreciate those videos people put up of different museums. Mike put up a video of Cahokia. I think when he went, it was awesome. I don't think I could dream of going there. This point right here is the only point I ever found 5 steps from one another, broken in half. Only one. You might be able to see the break. Because it got hit right there where my finger is, where that nick is. You can just barely see it. Thank God for super glue gel. But that's an incredible point. Unique, super smooth and ground on the base. And then the last 2 in the middle, both from B&B Field. There's an honest, good showing of my medium-sized, I guess to larger, serrated points out of quartz. So I hope everybody's staying warm from here to Ohio. Warmth, right? Maybe I'll get something going and I'll stir a bunch of you guys up to just pull out some of the spaces in your collection and share them with people. I know we'd love to see them. Be safe.